and turkey and
I cooked my first ever turkey last night.
yeah, Friendsgiving. It was a lot of fun. It was all right back here in our new home. Pretty good ass shit. But I also wanted to flash this and shout out to Mike Lane, former guest. I Asked No One. Dixon Flannel Company had a recent collaboration with Black Sabbath, and yeah, check that. Pretty sweet, right? Right?
Right.
And it's got a sunglass cleaner somewhere in here with Ozzy. I gotta show this.
It's in the corner. Nope, other corner.
Oh, I'll just. So, Volume 4, 50 years ago this year, 1972 to 2022. Awesome shit. Today's quote. I think you'll like this one. Gratitude turns what we have into enough.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. Hello, Hannah. Happy Bills Sunday. And then a fact of the day, I wanted to start kind of Ashland style. What do you think is the best or the most selling pop singer or band in the 90s?
In the 90s?
Yeah.
Is it Spice Girls?
Nice.
Is it?
It's Spice Girls.
I
Yeah.
love Spice Girls.
Yeah. Even over Elton John, there was a report that came out today, November the 13th, in 1999, that said that the Spice Girls were the biggest selling pop act in all of the 90s compared to Elton John.
I believe it.
Yeah. Fueled in most part by their 1996 self-titled debut record. Well, it was called Spice. And then that sold 20 plus million in the 90s. And then Elton John's Lion King, that was 14 plus million.
Spice Girls will be played at our wedding.
Yes, they will be.
Yes, they will be.
And so will Elton John. Will you be there? We'll see.
Probably not.
That guest list is tough. It's tough. I'm working on that.
Yep.
I promise it's going to be done today.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see. Metallica! Yeah! Yeah. So 1 week ago today, we were on our vacation in Jupiter, Florida. And our family has had condos in Jupiter, just south of Orlando, north of Boca, for years. So kind enough, our Aunt Colleen and Uncle Chris let us hang out at the house for a week. Their beautiful home there in Jupiter at the Jupiter Yacht Club. Aunt Liz and Uncle Rick were so hospitable for their time. That was really fun hanging out with them. And we love all four of you. Thank you so much. We were there for 3-4 days, and then Sunday rolled around and we took the I-95 on I Asked No One episode 95 today. How fitting. We took the 95 an hour south to a town called Hollywood, Florida. And it was the 44th time I saw Metallica. And the third time for you. Last time Ashland was on, we talked about SNM 2, which was in 2019. But
so clearly we're just interviewing me after every Metallica show I go to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty good idea, right? I agree. So yeah, that drive down there. My alma mater, Flagler College in St. Augustine up in St. Johns County, graduated in 2010. I went back in 2012 to surprise a visiting twin brother of mine, Ryan. But I haven't been in Florida, really spent some time there in 12 years. 12 years too long. Yeah, we're gonna.
It's been 10 years 8 years for me.
Really?
I think so.
Mm.
I went when I was in college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go back every year.
Okay.
Right. Aunt Liz will see you every year, and Uncle Rick. I don't know, someplace in Florida. It was really nice. But, we took the 95 south to Metallica. And that drive, I forgot how crazy the driving is down in South Florida. It is like the speed limit was 65 and the flow of traffic was between 80 and 100. So with this sensitive stomach, Ashland was really
I'm an uneasy traveler.
Yeah, she was struggling. I had to take it down a notch.
It wasn't my stomach, it was my anxiety.
Yeah. Great start. driving to Metallica. And there's two songs I like to play on road trip. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, you know, those bagpipes. And then heading out to the highway, Judas Priest. You know, that really got me in the mode. I told KK Downing on a previous I Asked No One episode that, you know, that's what I do. I put on Heading Out to the Highway. Almost makes me cry when I listen to it. You know, it really gets me in the mode, right? But yeah, we got there to the casino.
Mhm.
And first person we run into is James Hetfield's son, Castor Hetfield. And we walked into the casino, you know, I'm just admiring stuff on the walls. And all of a sudden, I just see all the people, you know, my people, our people, the Metallica family. I'm starting to see some faces here and there. But before I even make it to that group, we even make it to that group, I saw a long, straggly blonde hair, kind of a really familiar height. It looked like Hetfield out of 86 or 87. And I'm like, wow, is that Castor? And he was on the phone and he had his girl with him. And Scott Ian of Anthrax, as you know, has his own podcast, Never Meet Your Heroes. I've made it my life's work is to break that, is to find people who I admire and to say hello to them, connect with them, sometimes even become friends. And with Castor, he's on the phone. He's got his girlfriend there. You got a bunch of fans that probably know him, and it's all in your tone, right? So I asked him point blank for a picture, and he's like 18 or 17 or something. He's really young.
I didn't realize he was that young.
Yeah, he's a young, tall dude. He's in a band called Bastardane, based out of Georgia, with some of his buds. And I had the pleasure of seeing them in December last year, 40th anniversary. But Castor, he's just like, no, but he put his fist right out right before I walked. So fist bumped him, added that fist bump to this ring's, this Horcrux's history. That was kind of cool. Do you remember when that happened? Did you see that happen?
I was walking ahead.
You were walking ahead.
Yeah.
Like you usually do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ashlyn was just walking right ahead, and I was just nerding out for a bit. But yeah, we went to Rise Restaurants, Rise, R-I-S-E, on the other side of the casino. We met up with Keith and Sam. What's up, guys? Sue and Glenn, and Josh and Steph, and Luke, and there were some others, Luke and his son. We had a 10 top table, and it was just amazing. That's the best thing about these shows in Metallica. It's just, you see a lot of familiar faces, and it truly is the Metallica family. But amazing time. Took some pictures. I'm going to post them soon. Metallica and Raven were playing with each other for the first time since 1983. Couldn't not be there. Shout out to Adam D'Souza. Even though he's a Patriots fan, he hooked us up with 2 tickets, 100 level, row P, as in.
I'm not saying it.
Row P as in penis, is where we were sitting for the show. And we got in line to go in. And Ashlyn stopped, you know, she was in line. And I went up to the front just to kind of scope it out, gave her a call. You remember that?
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, we have an opportunity here to get in front of everyone. So at these events, I like to, you know,
Wiggle your way in.
Wiggle, not be so conventional. I'll quote Damage Inc. It'll go against the grain until the end. And we got in there. We were some of the first people in that were not in GA. Went right to merch, picked up some beautiful shirts. Yeah, finish that shit, you know?
You're doing it.
This is
the same shirt.
Tony Squindo. Shout out to Tony Squindo and his artwork. And the best thing about this shirt is the back. I mean, this back right here is so throwback. This was on the front of their very first tour shirt. So Metallica and Raven. Raven are a band out of Newcastle, England. They were founded in 1974 by the Gallagher brothers, John and Mark. John, we walked right past, right by in the friends and family suite. You know, in this place, this arena inside the Seminole Hard Rock, sits 7,000 people, really intimate, small show. So you're seeing a lot of the texts and the family and the friends and shit like that. So that was really cool to see John Gallagher, and a fan had interaction with him. We took some pictures in front of the Metallica blackened flag, which you'll be seeing soon. But Raven was with Metallica. They headlined Metallica's very first tour ever, 1983, and Raven were a fun time, didn't you think?
It was different. Like I never seen that energy and style before.
How do you mean?
I don't know how to describe it. They were just like okay, first of all, he had the microphone right here.
Yeah, that's right.
Instead of like it being on the stand. So like, and he was just like walking all over it. He's like, "What's up, guys?"
Yeah, he had the headset, and I haven't seen that since Ted Nugent, where John, he was playing the guitar, he was singing with the headset on.
Yeah,
don't see that too often. It was a fun show. I started with the blackened whiskey, couldn't not do that. Shout out to Whiskey Rob, future guest on I Ask No One. And then I cracked a local IPA. Geez, I forget what it was called. I'll put that in the errors and omissions later in the description below. But really enjoying an IPA to Raven. It's a 3-piece. You got the brothers up front. You got a younger drummer in the back. I'll get his name. There's a really cool picture taken of both bands, Raven and Metallica, before the set, which was really, really awesome to see. Hetfield's face is just, so metal. But with Raven, it was really cool. If you remember, Hetfield and Ulrich introduced them. Mm-hmm. They came out and, just pointing like, those are my people, James and Lars. And when they introduced the band, the one thing, my takeaway was James, it was to Mark Gallagher, the other guitarist, John's brother, that James and him had a really enthusiastic, what's up. And going back almost, 40 years, that's a long time. And what a special night. We were honored to be a part of it. I know I was, that's for damn sure. And Raven left the stage. I wanted to make sure I had a nice frosty Heineken in my hand before they hit the stage. And I thought they were going to start with Hit the Lights, but they didn't. They started off with a song called Creeping Death. Remember that one?
Kind of.
Oh, it's the one where we were yelling.
Oh, then yes. Okay.
What were we yelling?
Die.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we were. We were yelling, die. And I hit record. At least I thought I hit record on my phone. And I just have visions of red light, just yelling die in the middle. The whole crowd yelling die. And here's my fiance.
They also had the fire going.
They had the fire going as well. Yeah. And just seeing her pretty face lit up red, with the word die coming out of her mouth was really a new experience for me. That was fun.
It's not something I do every day.
No, it's not. Flashback to when I was 16 playing live shit binge and purge Seattle 89 in my basement. My parents came home early once and I was down there in my basement pretending like it was a show. But in that part of Creeping Death, which came from the 10 Commandments movie, it was inspired by that, I was yelling, die, die, die. And my dad's at the bottom of the stairs there. It's one of my favorite stories of Creeping Death. And he just thought Metallica was going to be a Pokemon phase, like a Power Rangers phase. So here we are 19 years later from that. I'm still
in the phase.
Still in that phase.
Still in Pokemon phase.
I'm still 16.
Yep.
L'Enfant Sauvage. Yeah. Creeping Death. The die chant with Ashlyn for the first time was amazing. The next track was Ride the Lightning. Between Ride the Lightning and Harvester of Sorrow. And the thing that should not be is just a pipe dream. That's my favorite live Metallica song right there. But Ride the Lightning and Harvester, and getting Ride the Lightning, those guys, I'm getting the chills. The guys were on fire, youthful energy. You know, just saw them in Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Hetfield having the recent divorce with his wife, which is a surprise to us all. But you know, you can't wipe that smile off his face when he's up on stage and he's just jumping around and looking great. Like, you know, it's my guy Hetfield. So during Ride the Lightning, they had the backdrop. This is like smoky gray and blue and whites and stuff. It was just, it was so heavy and so awesome. And Creeping Death into Ride the Lightning. Like at this show, they were only playing stuff from 83 and 84. So it was just, besides Fade to Black, it was just go, 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 go. And I don't know if I apologized to you maybe a few times in the set, or I said, you know, it's so cool for her to be here because it's just, this is what was happening the whole entire night. Just so loud and really no break. It was amazing. And it definitely kicked both of our asses. The next track, Motor Breath. I haven't gotten that song in a long time. Motor Breath. It's the only Metallica song written by James Hetfield only. Fun song. Next one was No Remorse. No Remorse. You probably don't remember that.
I'm not remembering any of these.
Yeah. My favorite song off Kill 'Em All right there, or one of my favorites, No Remorse. Another war-driven song. There's a part in the middle that yells, when Hetfield yells, attack, attack. And I remember I was one verse too soon. So at that break, I was the only one yelling, just go, attack! And no one else is yelling it. And then the next time it happens, you know, the whole crowd, attack. And people from all around the world are there in this small little room, you know. There were two guys behind us from Russia. They came in from Russia. You know, with what's going on in the world today. And, you know, the dinner that we had before the set, that was, you know, Keith and Sam from Jersey, and we have friends from Charlotte and Florida. It's awesome. Trapped Under Ice. Mike Lane's song, Trapped Under Rice. That was the 27th time that song has been played. So of the whole entire set, the song that was the rarest song that we got was Trapped Under Ice. You probably don't remember that one. But it was a good one. Fun fact about Trapped Under... It's all right. Doing well.
I remember a couple. I just remember the energy of it all. That's what, like, I don't remember the songs because obviously I don't know them. It's just the energy that was beating off of everyone in that theater.
Yeah, the fists up in the air at the same time. And
it was a good time.
Yeah, it was jam-packed. And, you know, I forewarned Ashland, this is a band that largely plays to 50,000 plus. So you packed it into a small room. It's just like, you know, oh, you know, it's just amazing. Trapped Under Ice. That was the final song written in the Ride the Lightning record. It was their second record, 1984. Did you get your Ride the Lightning Christmas sweater? Because I did.
The orange one?
No, that was Saint Anger. I got another one.
Okay.
Yeah. Triple XL. It's going to be great. Snow. It's got the snow on it. So, you know, the intro in Cthulhu with the snowy kind of. When I hear that record, Ride the Lightning, I think of Ski Club. I think of the winter. So to get that blue, beautiful Ride the Lightning sweater with the snowflakes on it, I'm looking forward to rocking that. In fact, speaking of snow, we had the first snow of the year.
I don't think you can see it.
You can't really see it. I mean, it's accumulating just a little bit. So, yeah, welcome to our kitchen.
Okay, put it down.
That's my office right back there. Shining picture.
It's a good thing I cleaned the kitchen this morning.
Yes, yeah. I'm blessed. Friendsgiving was great. We cleaned last night. Ashlyn finished it off this morning. I love her. We're getting married.
We are.
Getting married June the 10th,
7
2023.
months.
This video will exist forever. So, God willing, do you have anything to share with our future kids?
Your father's crazy.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he is. go fucking crazy.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Call of Cthulhu. Remember that one? The long one?
I do remember Cthulhu because I actually remember it from S&M too. So it was actually nice to hear a song that I do recognize.
Nice. Yeah, the Call of Cthulhu opened those S&M 2 shows, just like the S&M 1 show from 1999. And Cthulhu, that was a surprise to me. I thought they were going to maybe play the demo version when Hell Freezes Over. But Cthulhu, I get the chills thinking about that one. My Instagram handle before I Asked No One podcast was Cthulhu Kevin. Hetfield was asked, there's a fun fact for you. I'm full of them. Hetfield was asked years back what his number one regret is in Metallica, if he has any regrets. And his regret was not spelling Cthulhu the way it was originally spelled in H.P. Lovecraft's short story horror fiction novel, which was, you can't say it by the English tongue. And it's Cthulhu. It's weird. Yeah. But they shortened it to kind of say Cthulhu. So there you go. I tried calling. I'm excited.
That's literally all they hear.
Jim Brewer once said, you know, when someone asks you what's your favorite band, if your favorite band is Metallica, people don't usually just say Metallica. They say Metallica. So I'm excited. And and your dad's fucking crazy. Yeah, Cthulhu. I tried calling my twin brother Ryan. Ryan wasn't answering. He's in the Alps with his friend Nikki, and signal was crap. So Ryan and I love Call of Cthulhu. Beautiful song, that spider intro. I was able to hit a voice memo and, you know, sing the bah, 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 that ending part where Hetfield's up picking, and Ryan really liked that. So Cthulhu, and I was happy to bring him to that show just a little bit. Phantom Lord was next. I remember before Phantom Lord, James asked the crowd, do you want some more old stuff? And he's just used to saying that, you know, with all the old stuff. Well, they're only playing old stuff. So he kind of like corrected himself, and he was.
Or it could have just been a sarcastic joke.
Yeah, it very well could have been. In fact, it probably was.
It probably was.
Yeah,
he knew what he was doing.
A lot of irony, a lot of sarcasm with Hetfield on the mic.
Yeah, I would assume that's what it was.
He introduced Phantom Lord with a British accent. That's one of my takeaways from the show. Phantom Lord, which was awesome. Phantom Lord. Amazing. Fuck. Orion 2 was in Detroit in 2013 in June. I was there, and they played as a surprise show the entire Kill 'Em All record. Phantom Lord was one of the songs, and Kill 'Em All. I remember during that set, there was this youthful energy, just like 1 week ago at Hollywood, Florida. Just this youthful jumping around. Cliff Burton's dad was right to the side of the stage back in 2013, and I was waving, and he waved back in his blinding sunglasses. R.I.P. Ray Burton. But Phantom Lord, James threw me the pick from Phantom Lord in that set, and that always stood out to me. So getting Phantom Lord in Hollywood, Florida, with the love of my life, Ashlyn Rose McCory, was really, really special. Next song, Am I Evil?
Yes.
Am I evil?
No.
Are you evil?
No.
Am I evil? They played the whole entire song, including the right at the end. Yeah, where Hetfield goes, Am I evil? Yes, I fucking am. And with the F word, I remember I was taking a sip and feeling very, very good. Am I evil?
You did react to that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you said it. You said it. Yeah, I fucking am. That was my favorite Metallica song, which isn't even a Metallica song. It's a Diamond Head song. So Metallica, when they started off, they covered a bunch of Diamond Head songs. So they were, you know, virtually a Diamond Head cover band when they started off. So Am I Evil A lot of fun there. You know, I'm a drummer, and that's one of the first licks that I learned was the dun 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 dun
I didn't
dun
realize
dun
it was
dun.
that one.
You remember that one?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, yeah, she's getting there. Love it.
He needs to like sing or do part of it for me to remember.
Yeah. Am I able? Yes, I fucking am. That was one of my favorite Metallica songs starting up as a teenager. Still is one of my favorites. A lot of fun time getting Am I Able. You know, on their latest record, Hardwired, they have a song called Am I Savage? And I thought it was going to sound like Am I Evil with that Am I stuff. But it didn't. And that record is absolutely incredible. Hardwired, my third favorite Metallica song. Take that with ya. Metal Militia was next. Metal Militia has been performed 89 times. That was the 89th time they played Metal Militia.
How do you know this?
I looked it up. But sometimes I never know the count of how long. But yeah, Trapped Under Ice was performed 27 times, the rarest. The second rarest song to be performed at that show was Metal Militia. And they played at the Fonda Theater in LA in 2016 in December. I've got a lot of dates in my head, so I could just go on. I go on forever, baby. Snakes, Home Alone. Yeah. But Metal Militia, at the end of the song, Hetfield said on the mic that song destroys his pick. And for him to say that with all these fast songs, that really stood out to me. But Metal Militia was performed at the Fonda right after Hardwired was released in December of 2016. The best video I've ever taken of any band ever was Thunder and Lightning and Gusty. No, it's just too fast. Ashlyn doesn't remember it. So Metal Militia was a joy. And then the one song I was really hoping they were going to play was
Bells. Right?
What's the song called?
For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Yeah. And how's the line go?
Oh God. Look to the sky right before you die. Take a look to the sky right
just before you die. It's the last time you will. And usually the lights go off. It's the last time you will. But in this case, pyro went off. The fire lit up both of our faces. And just to see Ashlyn's.
Could you feel the heat?
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine what it felt like actually down in General Admission, though.
Yeah. To our GA friends, how did that feel? Write in the comment box. For the Bell Tolls was really special. First song I ever learned on drums. First song of lyrics I ever learned as a teenager. You know, that's a song that maybe will be performed at our wedding. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do it. Yeah. So Bells was really, really fun. God, what else I want to say about Bells? It's the quintessential live Metallica song to me. Fan interaction, the hey, hey.
How many times has it been played?
Ooh. My guess is, and I'll fact check this, I'm going to guess a number, and that is 1,379.
Jesus.
That's it. That's my guess. Next song was Whiplash. They've been opening with Whiplash this past year, which is a very interesting opener. It's the only Metallica song with the name Metallica in it. We'll never stop, we'll never quit, because you're Metallica. Another really fast one. And I remember at that point, you know, we've gotten Ride the Lightning. I'm getting chills here. No Remorse, Trapped Under Ice, Phantom Lord, Metal Militia. And now I got Whiplash, and here's Ashlyn just taking it like a champ. We're having a great time. And I just remember telling you, like, thank you for joining. Thank you. This will be the fastest show on earth that you'll ever see in your life. So just absolutely amazing. Chucky was not present. Ashlyn doesn't like Chucky.
I don't.
Signed by Gojira and Mastodon, my friends.
Okay. I really don't like Chucky.
Whiplash was fun. The next song was Fade to Black. Which reminds me, if you subscribe, and I hope you're enjoying, if you like any bit of what you've heard so far, subscribe. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. For every new subscribe, I make a $10 donation to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, of which I am a very proud board member here in Western New York. And that's $10 right to my personal campaign for my late great buddy, Michael J. Holden. Fade to Black was Metallica's first ballad. It was written because in Boston in 1984, they had a bunch of their equipment stolen right before they were about to go out to their first European trip. And that really bummed Hetfield out. So he basically wrote a song that was suicide driven. He wasn't suicidal, but he wrote about a very kind of depressing feeling. And, you know, a nice sing along at the end there. But in Buffalo and Pittsburgh, Hetfield would take a break this past run and he would talk about mental health. And for him to put the house lights on and you know, talk about mental health and destigmatize, you know, what has been stigmatized for decades, for generations, was really, really nice to hear. So there was our Out of the Darkness walk that was in September, and I was up on stage, and my friend Lauren read out a script that I had written, which was every word what James had to share with the crowd, which finished with "You Are Not Alone." So, Fade to Black, powerful song. He did not take that break in that song because it was just, you know, it was just go the whole entire set. So that was a nice little break. Fade to Black.
How old were they when that happened?
It was January of 1984. So all of them were born at that time, besides Cliff in 1963. Cliff was born in 1962. So James, they were all, let's see. No, they were yeah, they were, no, they were 20.
Okay.
They were 20 because James is in August, Kirk is in November, and Lars is in December. I should know this, but I know James is August the 3rd of 1963. There you go. Does that answer your question?
Yes, because I was just curious, like how young they were when that happened to them.
Yeah,
That
20 years
sucks.
old. Yeah, imagine me at 20 and you wrote Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning, and then you're 21 when you write Master of Puppets. That's just nuts. Master of Puppets, by the way, was written in 2 months. Recorded 2 months. It's just crazy. Next song, Seek and Destroy. You remember that one,
I know
right?
that one.
Seek and Destroy. 30th anniversary shows, December of 2011. My brother and I were front and center for all 4 of those shows. I had hair down to my shoulders. My one of the many takeaways from the greatest week of my life, besides being born, besides meeting you, was that. And Ryan, I remember doing that very last riff in Seek and Destroy. Ryan was headbanging his ass off. And I was tired. I was shot. I was done. But Ryan had enough energy, my twin brother, to get that last riff out. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm going to post the video, but I will load this up right now. Seek and Destroy. How loud were you getting when you were yelling, Seek and Destroy?
Was I getting loud?
Were you?
I was definitely getting into it.
Yeah.
You were louder.
We looked kind of like this.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time you're seeing this video.
I'm seeing it?
Shit. This is the first time you're seeing this.
I don't think so. I think you sent it to me.
Did I send this to you?
Yeah, I've seen this.
There she is.
With my earplugs in.
And cheers to you. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it so far. We really appreciate it. Before we head over to my parents to watch the Bills whoop some Viking ass. Fight Fire with Fire was the next one. Fight Fire. That was the encore. That was the third last song number 16. And if you were to ask me my favorite part of the whole entire set, it was during Fight Fire with Fire. It would have been nice if they played out the intro of Fight Fire. They didn't, but that's okay.
Is that the Sweet Home Alabama one?
No, which was surprising. We did not get Four Horsemen.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's not the Sweet Home Alabama one. But Fight Fire with Fire is the outro. And I grabbed your right shoulder and I just, you were doing
that a lot.
I just remember really that outro going, every snare hit from Lars, just go, go, go. And that was fun. The second last song is Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg. Let us have peace, let us have night. I love in the recorded version, you hear a Hetfield burp and a laugh and a Lars. We fucked up at one spot. Awesome. Blitzkrieg. I've gotten it once before, and that was in Buffalo 09 on the Magnetic Tour. So it was nice to get it again. Blitzkrieg is written by Blitzkrieg. It's not a Metallica song. So it was one of those early cover songs. And then the final song was a song that I thought they were going to open up with, but it was Hit the Lights. It was the very first song they ever wrote as a band. Hit the Lights.
Oh, that's cute that they ended with that then.
Yeah, isn't it?
Oh.
It was and they first performed that in March of '82. So, Hit the Lights.
That's a different song, isn't it? Like one of those smooth jazz songs. Like Hit the Lights.
I don't know.
Okay.
Is it? I don't know that song.
I'll play it for you later.
You want to sing it?
No, I really don't.
Hit the Lights. That was really awesome to get that because Mike Lane, he's standing up in our wedding. Michael Atlas Lane of Thrash Metal Pioneers Detriment out of San Pedro, California. He wanted to, see that shit. So I FaceTimed him and he was
all about it.
Just enthralled. Previous guest on IANO 1 and overall King Diamond, Halloween, Christmas aficionado. One song I was really surprised that we didn't get was Jump in the Fire, right? So during one of our many Zooms, I purchased this guy.
It's so creepy.
It was up during Halloween and he just hasn't left, which is kind of cool. Check this out. Yeah. This is the remaster. Jump in the Fire. I mean, I was studying lyrics. Jump in the Fire is one of the few Metallica songs that I don't know the lyrics to. I will admit. So I was looking at the lyrics just so I could scream those out. No Jump in the Fire, no Four Horsemen, and no Mustaine. I was really surprised. Well, was I surprised? No. It's really snowing outside.
It's really snowing outside.
That's awesome. Well, first snow of the year in our first house. Kiss. All right. And Mustaine. I met Mustaine for the first time just about a month ago. Dirk Verburen, my pal, latest guest on IANO 1. He brought me backstage after their set with Five Finger Death Punch in Darien Lake. Darien Lake, my first show ever was 1998 Backstreet Boys. Yep. But Megadeth was there, and I hung out with Dirk, and I hung out with Kiko, and I hung out with James Lomenzo, who I called J-Lo. He liked that. And then Mustaine was, tough guy to get a hold of. I was leaving, and this is just a quick story how I met Mustaine. That's kind of cool. I went to take a piss in the band, Porta Johns. I don't even think it was porta potties, like this structure. That's like
one of the nice ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was walking out, and it's cold out, and I see long hair, silhouette, snow hat, playing catch the football with this trainer, this big guy who happened to be Mustaine's trainer. So what I was talking about 30 minutes ago when we started, 35 minutes ago.
39 minutes ago.
Yeah, 39 minutes ago, 40 seconds. was, Scott Ian, Never Meet Your Heroes, his podcast. So I just went for it, walked right up to him, and he was playing. I didn't walk right up to him, but I was at a distance, and I said something along the lines of, "Oh, you're a Buffalo Bills fan?" And he started to walk away. And I was like, all right, he either heard me and just didn't want to even deal with it, or just was done playing catch. So it was at that time that he started to walk towards the lead singer of Five Finger Death Punch, who I had just commented how awesome the show was that night. It's my first time seeing him. I don't know their stuff, but like the energy. And I was like, "Hey, Dave, could I get a quick picture?" And he looked at me with a smirk. He's like, "Who are you?" And I said who I was. I said, "I'm Kevin Lavello. I'm with the American Foundation Suicide Prevention, buddy of Dirk. He was on my podcast recently." He went and talked to the lead singer of Five Finger Death Punch. And I was like, "Oh, that was my try. And I'm going to go." His trainer walks up to me. His trainer's Brazilian big trainer. Have you heard this story?
No.
And he gives me the football. He gives me the football they were playing catch with. And he's like, "Let's play catch." So I'm holding the football that Mustaine was holding, playing catch with his trainer, right in the backstage. Buses are right behind us. It's cold out. And, and I said, "Yeah, dude, if we get a picture of Dave, that'd be great." He's like, "Yeah." He's just talking to his friend. And that's all I needed to hear. I was like, "Oh, all right. So that's the path that we're going on." So we got done playing football, and they're playing catch. And then I caught the ball. He's like, "All right, got to go." As Mustaine's walking back to the buses. So I was like, "All right, am I going to wait? I got to be on the offense with good tone." So put the football down and walked over to the buses. And the trainer said, "He'll be right out. He's on the phone." And he came up to me after I was waiting for like 15 minutes. He came out of the bus, the trainer, and said, "He's on the phone. He'll be right with you." I waited another 20, 30 minutes. And then here I see the door open, and I see his face peek out from around the bus. And he went like this. He went, "Come over." So I was like, "Oh shit," Dave Mustaine. So Mustaine was in Metallica for like 10 months. So I walk up to him, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, and in my head, I was like, all right, I want to mention one thing, right? And the one thing that I want to mention was the San Diego performance from 2014 that he played with the San Diego Symphony, just him. He played Vivaldi's Four Seasons, his classical mix. And he was there with his guitar, and he had his wine that he had signatures on. We have a bottle of wine, Mustaine wine, still in our house somewhere. And he didn't say anything about that, but I know he was processing that when I told him how much of a fun experience, unique experience that was. And he had his assistant right in front of him. He's like, "Yeah, well, we'll take a picture. You just have to take your battle vest off. I'm not going to take a picture with anyone with Metallica on their vest." And this is coming from a guy who was just on the Rogan podcast and said how much, how there's no hostility, no bitterness or anything like that. I was like, damn, that's for real. So I took my jacket off. I had an Emperor long sleeve and had the picture taken. Amazing. And I was really surprised to see that Mustaine was smiling in that picture. But, I gave him my 2 cents. He put his hand out to me and shook my hand. He put his hand out to me. So that was really sweet. His assistant with a smile gave my phone back. And then the rest of my life continued. So, persistence pays off. Amazing time. Do you have anything else to share about the show?
Well, I think we need to talk about the reason why the show happened. Johnny and Marcia.
John and Marcia, yeah. Oh, yes, that is true. John and Marcia Zazula are the couple that gave Metallica their first start. A lot of people are surprised to know that Metallica recorded their debut record, Kill 'Em All, here in Western New York, in Rochester, New York. And just down towards the way where Ashland's from, and near New York City. That's where John and Marsha were based, and they saw promise in Metallica. They started a label called Megaforce Records, and they gave them a shot. So Metallica never forgot about that, and they really highlighted throughout the show, previous interviews, late interviews with John and Marsha and the band, talking about how much of a special impact that they had. That was kind of cool, right?
That was, I think, my favorite part. So they recently passed, I think, these past 2 years. And so that's why the show happened. It was to honor them. And throughout the show, they would sprinkle in the videos of these two being interviewed and talking about Metallica. And that was really special and awesome to watch, of how much you could see they meant to Metallica and how much Metallica meant to them. And so it was really special to watch all of that happen throughout this 3-hour show. Yeah. Yeah.
There you have it. Special evening, loud evening. It was so loud that it upset Ashland's stomach, and she didn't really feel good after that. But had an amazing time.
I felt like a shaken up soda bottle with a Mentos in it. Just the vibration all night long.
Funny.
It was great. Honestly, it was a really good show. Most of it, I don't know all the songs, but what was special was watching this guy. Knowing all the songs, how happy you were with every single song that was being played, your leg up on the chair, your head banging, like you were just having a grand old time. And that's all that mattered.
Yeah, it's all that does matter. In life too. Happiness. My Dolly. And that was, yes, I had my white Cole Haans on in Battle Vest and Motley Crue, girls, muscle shirt. Amazing time. And then we went back to Jupiter and we closed out our nice vacation with a nice, what was the place called? Not Guanabanas.
Square Grouper.
Square Grouper. Go to Square Grouper for a drink or two in Jupiter Bay. Awesome stuff. We did go to Evo Italian, which was awesome. I used to have Jason Newsted, the previous bassist of Metallica, future guest on ISN1, had him his paintings all up in this Italian restaurant, really fine Italian. And we ended up getting a picture of this big ass painting that he did on the restaurant behind, near the kitchen entrance. It was so special. He had this little monkey too that he painted back there.
The monkey was cool.
And their sauce was pretty good too, right?
I don't think you had the sauce.
We had the sauce with the app, with the calamari.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
Really good sauce. My mouth's watering. And we're gonna go over to my parents soon for some dumplings and an early Thanksgiving dinner. But before we bounce, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Subscribe. We're almost at 1,000, and just getting started here with this podcast, with this venture, with this lifestyle. Gratitude. The quote again from today: gratitude turns what we have into enough. So thank you. We love you. R.I.P. Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman animated series. He just passed at a young age, I think of 66. Ryan got me a cameo of him in 2020. He looked really healthy then. So I'd be interested to find out what happened. But my all-time favorite Batman right there, Kevin Conroy. R.I.P. sir. We may have a new Metallica record next year. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay hungry, and stay happy. Flash over. Next week is 2 hours with BRANN DAILOR of Mastodon with my twin brother Ryan. Check it out. Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. That was fun.